strengths in education is looking at the strengths in our students, so their own unique innate qualities that make them who they are, and it's helping them investigate those and use those to lead rich and fulfilling lives, and really playing up their strengths as opposed to focusing on their deficits or maybe the strengths that they need to grow.
So one of the first things that I did with our student council at the time, the students from grade 4 to 8, we took that phrase, Falcon Feet, and did an acrostic poem with it. And they came up with character attributes, things that we thought could model who our students are and something that we could focus on a monthly basis. It's all built around that philosophy of inclusion, of community, school spirit, and to celebrate our strengths. Every month we celebrate a student that has demonstrated that character attribute, but at the same time, if you go to different classes, they'll be doing different things with those attributes. Some of them time they're directly into the curriculum, and I think it's been wonderful.
The Safeguard program is where we help teach the younger students about the tools for life, which are ignore, share, and take turns, talk it out, apologize, compromise, chance, ask for help, and walk away. Safeguard stands for Students Assisting Friends Everywhere.
It means to me helping out kids have fun at recess. There's a kid being lonely, you play with them. You want to make sure kids have the best out of the recess, so you only get 2 a day.
We give put-ups and just to try to make kids happy, feel more confident in themselves, and to make new friends.
Put-up is basically when you say like a kid like, oh, you're doing great, like good kick, or like great shot at doing something, and it boosts the kid's confidence and it makes them feel so much better inside.
Some of the Falcon Feet attributes we connected to the Safeguard program was accepting the fact that some kids aren't going to apologize for the mistakes they have done to others, and deciding another problem-solving tool to help resolve it.
If somebody's alone, you can join in. To be brave, like you don't be scared of the dark. I'm loyal. That means I will play with them every day.
Faithful, accepting, loyal, creative, open heart, noble, fearless, encouraging, achieve, trustworthy.
Those are our Falcon Feet.
Using your imagination, thinking out of the box, being your own person and your emotions.
And we definitely have that common language amongst our students and the attitudes and the way they treat each other in terms of acceptance and accepting that different people have different strengths. Hearing the kids talk about their strengths a bit more. Even the other day I had a girl, we were doing a group assignment, and she said, oh, we can actually use our strengths here. We can choose what we want to do as opposed to being told what to do. We had their peers identify their strengths that they saw in each other, and then I compiled those, and they had to pick out the ones that resonated with them, because students really need to come up with their own strengths. It's not something that they can be told by a teacher or a peer. They need to feel that and within them feel what energizes them.
Well, I've got 3 of them. I've got independence, because I just personally really like to work alone. And I've got cheerful, because I just am always seeming to be cheerful. And then reading, because I am apparently really good at reading. So.
I kind of got strengths that grow on, because this is can use the internet. I always have trouble with the internet.
I got sense of humor. I put that as a strength for me because my friends say I can be really funny sometimes, and I definitely get their jokes. You could help someone with a sense of humor to like cheer them up maybe after like a rough time or something.
Cannot accept criticism because whenever people criticize me, I have a hard time accepting it.
The students are really looking at their strengths and their strengths to grow. And our next step from that is actually going to be doing some more specific work with their skills and their characters and their learning strengths, and pulling those together and really trying to tease out the specifics of their strengths. If they like to plan, then how can they use planning in different areas of their life? Or if they are the Falcon Feet of accepting, how they can use that accepting strength to help others with their homework, or maybe even to look for future career paths that involve helping others and accepting others.
Tristan, I think you're creative with all your Mr. Man stories you make. And they're really cool, and I know how you don't copy them off books or anything. I like how you copy them right off your imagination.
I think Catherine is really encouraging because she usually like says like you can do this. Like if somebody's like having a good like bad day, she would say, oh, you can do this, it's okay. I'm interested in many sorts of subjects at school, so I'm curious about doing them and the answers for every question.
Implementing a strength-based philosophy has allowed us to teach our students to be effective communicators and to treat one another lovingly and respectfully. The children use Tools for Life to interact and problem solve in appropriate ways. The children also learn to identify their strengths and to celebrate these strengths in themselves and in one another. They know what self-regulation strategies work best for them and can choose from a variety of tools to solve problems.
Our December attribute of the month was being creative, and we profiled a young student in FDK who was having difficulty spelling his name. And this clip is about the creative ways that his teacher and him journeyed to learn how to do that spelling. And we're going to celebrate that with our community this afternoon, and then we're going to call him up and recognize his accomplishment. Before you can ask the child to talk about what their strengths are, you got to give them a starting point. And they're not the only character attributes, because even in discussion with staff, they will take one for the month and they will develop some other language, some similarities and differences, but it's a starting point. As the kids go through, especially younger, the goal is they're going to grow with them and be able to expand on them and be able to incorporate and use them in their daily lives. So we'll be able to say that attribute and be able to build on that with what they're doing in the classroom, in their school, in their community.